Hi, my name is Norm. Welcome to my home. I live here with my wife and 4 children. The house is about 10 years old, and we recently decided to install a freewatt system to replace the existing furnace that came with the house. Well, this is our thermostat, and it's set at 70 degrees. The house is very comfortable right now. It's been set at 70 degrees since about the first day we put the freewatt system in. Because as the climate energy folks explained to me, the system works best when it's maintaining a stable temperature. An interesting story, about a week ago, I was making coffee with a colleague of mine at the office, and he was telling me how happy he was that the weather had finally broken, and his family would stop being so angry with him for keeping the house at the temperature they were keeping it at. I asked him what the temperature was set at, and he told me that because of an oil bill he got in January, he decided to set his thermostat for 62 degrees. And he told his wife and kids to put on a sweater or a sweatshirt and deal with it. And they weren't very happy with him. Then he asked me what I set my thermostat to, and I said rather sheepishly that I had it set to 70 degrees. And he was shocked and said, "How can you afford to do that?" I said, "Well, the new heating system that I installed, the freewatt, it works best that way, and we're happy to keep it that way, and we're actually saving money." Well, now we're down in the basement looking at the actual system. The piece right next to me is the Honda cogeneration component, the mchp, and that's really the heart of the system. That's where the magic happens, if you will. This unit generates power, electricity, and heat at the same time. So the little bit extra gas that I burn to run this unit and keep the house at a warm temperature is more than offset by the electrical generation, and with the net metering, the direct impact on my electric bill. The system's actually running now. I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up. It's very quiet. In fact, when the furnace is in for auxiliary heat on very cold nights, it actually drowns out the Honda mchp by quite a bit. When I'm standing next to it like this, I can hear it and feel the heat from it. But when I'm upstairs in the kitchen and the refrigerator kicks on, it makes about the same amount of noise. What's happening while it's running, it's tied into my electrical service, back to the panel, and as it runs, it provides heat into the house through the furnace with the blower on low speed, circulating warm air, and it's also providing electricity to the panel, which is hooked to the meter on the side of the house, and with the net metering, the electricity that's generated goes directly against my usage, so that during the day when the oven's in use and lights are on and TVs are on, it reduces my usage and my meter spins slower. And then in the evening, as we shut lights off and appliances off and go to bed, it actually provides more electricity than the house needs to run and spins the meter backwards. So every watt that's generated by the mchp is accounted for directly against my bill. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the installation and the equipment involved. Again, this is the Honda mchp, the heat and electricity cogeneration component. Behind it is the high efficiency furnace, installed as you would any other high efficiency furnace. And next to it is the integration module that ties in the heat produced by the Honda with the airflow with the blower component of the furnace. You're looking at the back of the furnace and integration module, so it doesn't look as slick as it does in the climate energy brochures or the website, but that's because it was dropped in place of the existing high efficiency furnace, and that installation just happened to be oriented this way, and rather than move a bunch of the duct work, we were able to take advantage of the existing installation. Other than that, it's hooked up in a very conventional way. All of the venting and plumbing and electrical hookup is typical of what you'd have with any other system, so there was no need to do anything special that way. It's been in for a couple of months now, and my family and I are delighted with it. very happy we made the decision. You know, I thought a lot about it before I did it and considered a lot of different options, repairing, upgrading, and looked at a lot of different technologies, and this is the one I chose. Okay, now we're upstairs in my den, and I'm logged on to my computer and looking at the web interface of the freewatt system. One of the things that you may have seen downstairs, the wiring coming from the back of the integration module, one of the wires ties the system into my internet connection and my home network. With that, I can see a web page that's actually hosted by the integration module itself. And this is my particular freewatt system. Every freewatt system has this available to the homeowner. It's also connected through the internet back to the systems at Climate Energy so that they can monitor the operational status of the system. What I'm looking at here is the system status page. I can see how long it's been running today and the electricity it's produced, the savings from my electric bill. It also keeps a lifetime runtime and amount saved. It's showing me my thermostat settings and the indoor temperature and outdoor temperature and the operational status of the Honda MCHP cogeneration unit. It's running right now. It's a cool day. It's 47 degrees outside, and the house is 70 degrees and the thermostat's set for 70 degrees. And it's been just like that for days and weeks and actually months now. Besides looking at the status of the system and the savings, I can look at the thermostat. I can access all the programmable features of it. I can also get into the system remotely from my office or from a laptop computer if we're away on vacation, and change the settings. It's all password protected, so I don't have to worry about someone else changing my settings, but I can do it from anywhere in the world. On the system setup page, I also tell it what my electric rate is so it can do the dollar calculations. And besides the page that you see here, as I mentioned, the system is connected through the internet back to the folks at Climate Energy. They monitor the operational status of the system so that if perhaps I was away on vacation with the family and something went wrong, the power went out, or for some other reason the system wasn't operating properly, the monitoring systems at the Climate Energy offices would be notified, and they may be able to actually get into the system and look at the situation or change a setting, or at the very least get in touch with me to let me know what's happening. Well, this is my daughter Jacqueline, and one of the reasons that I decided to go with the freewatt after very careful consideration, and one of the things that I really feel great about is that this is a new technology. This is a new step in the evolution of home heating and power systems, and it does some things I really like. It's efficient, it's economical, and because I'm producing power in the home instead of pulling it through the utility, through the grid, the power plants, producing power and burning fossil fuels to do that. It's much more efficient for me to do that here in the home, burning a small amount of gas in a much more efficient way. I'm reducing my carbon emissions by 2.5 tons a year, and that's the equivalent of taking one of my cars off the road, which of course with the kids and all the things they have to do and the places we have to go isn't a very practical alternative for us. But with the freewatt system, I'm able to reduce the carbon technologies and systems that are efficient, and it's good for the environment, and it's good for the future, and it's a direction that we need to go, and it's going to be better for everyone in the long run. Goodbye. Bye. Come again.